The Vatican shook the world. A surprise announcement. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, the Archbishop of Manila, elevated. He is now the ultimate authority in the Catholic Church. Whispers turned to gasps. From the hallowed halls of St. Peter's Basilica to the humblest parish churches, the news reverberated. A palpable buzz filled the air, a blend of astonishment and anticipation. The world awaited the impact of this seismic shift. A son of the Philippines, propelled to the apex of the Catholic hierarchy, a moment etched in the annals of history. A new chapter was about to unfold. Cardinal Tagle. His journey began far from Rome in the bustling streets of Manila. Born into a devout Catholic family, his faith took root early. A bright mind drawn to the priesthood, ordained in 1982, he quickly rose through the ranks. His intellect was undeniable, his theological acumen sharp. Yet it was his heart, filled with a pastor's love, that resonated with the faithful. He served the poor and marginalized. His compassion knew no bounds. He challenged injustices with a prophet's zeal, yet always with empathy and respect. The news of Cardinal Tagle's appointment sent shockwaves. From bustling cities to remote villages, Catholics reacted with a mix of disbelief and cautious optimism. In the Philippines, celebrations erupted. A son of their soil now led the church. It was a testament to his character, his humility, and his unwavering commitment to the gospel. Across the globe, Catholics looked on with interest. Tagle was a known entity, respected for his intellect, his compassion, and his reformist views. The world waited with bated breath. What would this new era hold for the Catholic Church? Cardinal Tagle, he brought a fresh perspective. His tenure in Manila foreshadowed his papacy. He championed interfaith dialogue. He worked tirelessly for the poor. He wasn't afraid to address controversial issues. He called for greater inclusivity, urging the Church to welcome LGBTQ+ individuals with open arms. He challenged clericalism, advocating for a more collaborative approach between clergy and laity. His papacy, many believed, would be transformative. It promised to be a church that was both faithful to its traditions and responsive to the needs of the modern world. A new dawn in Rome, the weight of the papacy, a heavy mantle. The role of the Pope is one of immense responsibility, a position that has shaped the course of history for centuries. It is a role that demands not only spiritual leadership, but also a deep understanding of the world's complexities. The Pope must be a beacon of hope, a symbol of unity, and a voice for the voiceless. This mantle, heavy with tradition and expectation, is not one that can be taken lightly. Yet Cardinal Tagle seemed unfazed. His demeanor, always approachable and kind, did not change with his new title. He continued to walk among the people, sharing smiles and kind words, embodying the very essence of humility. His ability to connect with individuals from all walks of life remained as strong as ever, a testament to his genuine nature and deep compassion. His warmth, his humility, remained unchanged. In every interaction, whether with dignitaries or the common folk, he exuded a sense of genuine care and concern. This was not a man changed by power, but one who saw his new role as an extension of his lifelong mission to serve others. His smile, always warm and inviting, became a symbol of hope for many. He embraced his new role with a sense of serenity, a quiet confidence. The Vatican gardens, a place of reflection and peace, became his sanctuary. Here, amidst the beauty of nature, he found the strength to carry the weight of his responsibilities. His quiet moments of reflection were a source of inspiration, a reminder that true leadership comes from within. His first papal address, delivered in fluent Italian, captivated the world. Standing on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, he spoke with a clarity and passion that resonated with people from all corners of the globe. His words, filled with hope and promise, echoed through the square and beyond, reaching the hearts of millions. It was a moment that marked the beginning of a new chapter for the Church. He spoke of unity, of dialogue, of a church that walked hand in hand with the poor and marginalized. His vision was one of inclusivity, where every person, regardless of their background, had a place in the Church. He emphasized the importance of listening, of understanding, and of working together to build a better world. His message was clear. The Church must be a force for good, a beacon of hope in a troubled world. His words resonated with millions. The applause that followed his speech was not just a sign of approval, but a testament to the deep connection he had forged with the people. They saw in him a leader who understood their struggles, who shared their dreams, and who was committed to making a difference. His ability to inspire and unite was unparalleled, and his message of hope and unity spread like wildfire. He promised a church that was open to the world, engaged in dialogue with other faiths, and committed to social justice. His meetings with leaders of different religions were a testament to his commitment to fostering understanding and cooperation. He visited community centers, spoke at social justice events, and worked tirelessly to bridge divides. His vision was one of a church that was not isolated, but deeply connected to the world around it. A church that was both ancient and ever new. As he walked through the streets of Rome, a city that embodies the blend of history and modernity, he carried with him the traditions of the past and the promise of the future. His journey was a symbol of the Church's enduring legacy and its ongoing evolution. In Cardinal Tagle, the world saw a leader who was ready to guide the Church into a new era, one that honored its rich history while embracing the challenges and opportunities of the present. Navigating the challenges of the modern world. The Catholic Church, facing turbulent times, finds itself at a crossroads. The institution, which has stood for centuries as a beacon of faith and tradition, now grapples with a rapidly changing world. The rise of secularism and the decline in religious adherence have posed significant challenges to its influence and relevance. Secularism on the rise, faith waning in many corners of the world. In bustling urban centers, the presence of the Church seems to fade into the background, overshadowed by towering skyscrapers and the relentless pace of modern life. Empty pews in once crowded churches tell a story of a society increasingly disconnected from its spiritual roots. The shadow of scandal still lingered. Challenges awaited Cardinal Tagle. The corridors of the Vatican, steeped in history and tradition, now echoed with the weight of unresolved issues. Cardinal Tagle, a figure of hope and determination, walked these halls with a heavy heart, knowing the immense responsibility that lay ahead. He knew he had to address these issues head-on. With a resolute spirit, Cardinal Tagle prepared to confront the challenges that threatened the very foundation of the Church. His determination was palpable, his resolve unwavering. He understood that the path to renewal would not be easy, but it was a journey that had to be undertaken. He called for transparency and accountability within the Church. In his speeches and meetings, Cardinal Tagle emphasized the need for openness and honesty. He believed that only through acknowledging past mistakes and committing to genuine reform could the Church regain the trust of its followers. The open doors of the Church symbolized a new era of inclusivity and dialogue. He initiated reforms to address the clerical sexual abuse crisis, promising justice for victims and a safer environment for all. Cardinal Tagle's efforts were not just about damage control. They were about creating a future where such atrocities could never happen again. His commitment to justice and safety was unwavering, and he worked tirelessly to implement measures that would protect the vulnerable and hold perpetrators accountable. He understood the importance of engaging with the modern world, of addressing the concerns of young people who felt increasingly alienated from the Church. Cardinal Tagle reached out to the youth, recognizing that they were the future of the Church. He listened to their concerns, engaged with their ideas, and sought to make the Church a place where they felt heard and valued. By bridging the gap between tradition and modernity, he aimed to create a Church that was relevant and resonant in the contemporary world. Embracing the peripheries, Pope Francis, his predecessor, spoke of the peripheries. Cardinal Tagle took this message to heart. He traveled to the margins, to the forgotten corners of the world. He visited refugee camps, bringing comfort and hope to those who had lost everything. He met with victims of war and violence, offering words of solace and solidarity. His actions spoke louder than words. He reminded the world that the Church was not a distant institution, but a living presence in the midst of suffering and despair. A church of dialogue and mercy. Dialogue became a cornerstone of Cardinal Tagle's papacy. From the very beginning, he emphasized the need for open communication and understanding among all people. He believed that through dialogue, the Church could better serve its mission of love and compassion. Cardinal Tagle's approach was not just about talking, but about listening deeply to the concerns and hopes of others. He often said that true dialogue requires humility and a willingness to be changed by the encounter. He reached out to other Christian denominations, seeking common ground and fostering unity. Cardinal Tagle understood that the divisions within Christianity were a scandal to the world and a hindrance to the Church's mission. He worked tirelessly to build relationships with leaders of other Christian communities, always emphasizing the shared beliefs and values that unite them. His efforts were not just about formal agreements, but about building genuine friendships and mutual respect. He believed that by working together, Christians could more effectively witness to the love of Christ in the world. He engaged in interfaith dialogue, building bridges of understanding with other religions. Cardinal Tagle recognized that in a world of increasing religious diversity, it was essential for the Church to engage with people of other faiths. He participated in numerous interfaith gatherings, always with a spirit of respect and openness. He believed that by understanding and appreciating the beliefs of others, Christians could deepen their own faith and contribute to a more peaceful world. His approach was not about compromising the Church's teachings, but about finding common ground and working together for the common good. He stressed the importance of mercy, reminding the faithful that the Church was a field hospital for the wounded, a place of healing and forgiveness. Cardinal Tagle often spoke about the need for the Church to be a place where people could find solace and support in their times of need. He visited hospitals, shelters, and communities affected by various crises, always bringing a message of hope and compassion. He believed that mercy was at the heart of the gospel, and that the Church's mission was to extend that mercy to all, especially those on the margins of society. He called for a more inclusive Church, welcoming all people regardless of their sexual orientation, their past mistakes, or their current situation in life. Cardinal Tagle's vision of the Church was one where everyone felt welcomed and valued. He often spoke about the need to reach out to those who felt alienated or excluded from the Church. He believed that the Church should be a place where people could experience God's unconditional love and find a community that supports them on their journey of faith. His message was one of radical inclusivity, challenging the Church to be more open and accepting of all people. His papacy was one of openness, of compassion, and of a deep desire to heal the divisions within the Church and in the world. Cardinal Tagle's leadership was marked by a profound commitment to building a more just and loving world. He believed that the Church had a crucial role to play in addressing the many challenges facing humanity, from poverty and injustice to conflict and environmental degradation. His vision was one of a Church that is deeply engaged with the world, working tirelessly to bring about healing and reconciliation. Through his words and actions, Cardinal Tagle inspired countless people to live out their faith in ways that promote peace, justice, and the common good. Please subscribe to our channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.